don't know who did it, but she bloody well deserved it. All laggers deserve what they get, I reckon. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, I say.
You know, it's got me tossed. If she is a lagger, why hasn't she lagged on whoever smashed her painting?
She might be scared.
She might be. Where have you been, Gilmore?
I'm not sure that's any of your business. But if you must know, I've been to see Paul Reed to get permission to see Judy.
And who do you think smashed Vincent's painting?
I did. Well, if we waited for you to do something, we'd all be out of here.
You brainless little bastard. We're not sure Vincent is the lagger.
Oh, come on, you said she was yourself.
Well, now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, well, I reckon she deserves to be taught a lesson. She gets favours from the screws, so I don't care either way.
Oh, that's nice. Maybe you don't care either way if I break your stupid neck. Now get out of my sight. Why don't you go over to the hospital and cut off your friend's blood supply?
My dear fellow, I think that she's the hottest thing since Sidney Nolan. How much better she would be if she was free to work and create in her own time. This oppressive atmosphere of witness. Now, something I have to tell you. This isn't widely known, but a certain prison officer actually coerced Miss Vincent into handing over one of her finest works in exchange for artist materials and the right to paint. This blatant piece of blackmail wouldn't have even come to light apart from an extraordinary coincidence. Of all the people who could have framed the picture, whom did you choose? The one person who could immediately recognize the style of Kerry Vincent and would know exactly where the painting came from. My dear fellow, she came to me. Some of these critics can be very vicious men. I knew one poor bastard they drove to an overdose. But they were absolutely purring about you. Poor little waif from Wentworth.
Yeah, well, I can't say I was taken with them.
Ah, now the important thing is that they like you. And we need them, Kerry.
Oh.
I know we think they're a load of vultures, but when you get out of here, you're going to be very comfortably off. Why starve in a garret unless you really have to?
Why don't you ask Van Gogh?
Don't argue, love. Let me be the expert. Ah, do you work all the time?
Broken shift, I'm afraid. How'd the exhibition go?
Ah, terrific. This girl is going to put the art world on its ear. Bye-bye now, Kerry. Look after her, won't you? She's a national treasure.
Thanks, Ted. You must be pleased with yourself? Oh. Is it because of coming back here?
All I want to do is paint. I mean, I can paint just as well in here. Guess it's a bit of an anticlimax. Oh, some of those people at the exhibition with their champagne and their la-di-da voices.
You'll get used to them.
Okay, Lizzie, play your trump.
What trump?
The one you've been sitting on.
And these are the two best tarts.
Oh.
We done them like a dinner, didn't we, Dor?
Yeah, I reckon if Lizzie had been with Sitting Bull, the Indians would have won the war. Come to think of it, she probably was. She's old enough.
That counts out south, doesn't it, Dor?
Sure does.
Means you owe me 10 cigarettes, Ben. I don't want any of them bloody awful ones you gave me before.
I thought I was doing you a favour. You keep saying you want to give up smoking. Kerry will be back soon.
So?
I just thought that when she finds out who smashed her painting, she's not going to be very pleased.
Gonna lag on me, eh?
You call me a lagger, girlie. And it isn't lagging when you're just setting the record straight.
Remember in the halfway house? We could play cards all night and nobody turned the lights out or nothing.
I suppose that's why you were breaking your neck to get back in here.
Oh, just because I was so bloody lonely doesn't mean to say I don't miss it.
I'll save it for Paul Reed.
Anyway, the next time we get out, Lizzie, we won't be making the same mistakes.
You've said it. Think of all them fags I pinched and I didn't even smoke one of them.
Oh, hi, Kerry. How'd the exhibition go?
Yeah, love, sit down here and tell us all about it.
No, thanks.
Oh, listen, love, about that...
What
business
Lizzie's trying to
before.
say is, we know you're not a lagger.
Well, that's a turn-up.
No hard feelings?
All right. Except for one thing.
What's that?
Who messed up my painting?
Does it make any difference?
It does to me.
But if there's any trouble, you're only going to lose privileges.
B, I want to know.
Well, let's say absent friends.
Sharon. Don't worry, I'll find her.
Well, I wouldn't like to be in Sharon's size far as when she does.
Oh, I thought you were off till morning.
Unfinished business.
Oh, what was the exhibition like?
All those people. You'd swear they owned the world.
Well, they just about do. Who else can afford to buy original paintings?
Excuse me, Meg. I have something rather urgent.
Hi, Kerry.
What's up with you?
Just cramps, you know.
You're a liar.
Suit yourself. I'm a liar.
And you ruined my painting.
Did I?
Oh, you really are amazing.
Well, we all thought you lagged. B. Smith as much as anybody else. They all wanted me to do it.
Look, if it was B or someone, well, worthwhile, I wouldn't mind losing my privileges, but not you. You see, you're spiteful, Sharon. You're like a little kid. And you're petty. But being petty's one thing, being stupid's another. I mean, you really thought I wouldn't find out, didn't you? Didn't you? Now, you just stay out of my way, or you'll get trodden on.
What are you doing in here?
Nothing, Miss Bennett.
Oh, then I'll have to find you something. How about garbage duty for the next week? Do you think that might keep you busy?
But Miss Bennett...
If you're going to argue, I'll make it 2 weeks. Vincent? That agent of yours or whatever he is, why did you tell him I was blackmailing you?
I beg your pardon?
Don't play games with me, Vincent. I thought I could help you. In spite of you getting chances I never did. I thought I could help you, and you do that to me?
Miss Bennett, I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
don't give me that, Vincent. You see, I heard your David Austin talking to that newspaper reporter, telling him I'd blackmailed you into giving me a painting.
Well, you must have misunderstood.
I didn't misunderstand.
I didn't tell him any such thing.
Well, then it proves one thing. You Crims always bite the hand that feeds you. As your painting's so precious, I'll certainly return it. But I'm awake up to you now, Vincent. No more special considerations. I'll stick by the book. They say I'm hard, but I don't care because I'm honest, and no one is going to take that away from me. I just thought you were different.
Hello, Miss Bennett. I'm afraid we're actually closed at the moment.
This won't take a minute.
Ah, right. Well, come in. Well, what can I do for you, Miss Bennett? Did you see something at the exhibition that took your fancy?
That painting I gave you to be framed.
Yes.
I want to show it to someone. Could I have it back?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but it's not finished yet.
That doesn't matter.
No, you see, as it was for a friend of Kerry's, I treated it as a special order. A special frame, you see. I had to send it out.
When could I collect it?
Well, if you'd call back in a week.
Definitely a week?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
No worries. It's been a pleasure.
Lizzie probably nicked it.
Why, if anything goes missing, I always get the blame.
It's usually you that knocks it off.
Oh! Oh, it's okay. I found it anyway.
Vincent apparently thinks she's royalty. Lives at a slower pace than the rest of us. Any time you miss on normal duties will be made up out of your painting time. What are you smirking for, Gilmore? There's garbage to be collected before breakfast. What's got into vinegar?
Just a misunderstanding.
Oh, well, strategy for the day, girls. Stay out of Vera's way.
Oh, so what's new?
Oh, the light in here is awful.
What?
Oh, the light. It's flat and bloody ugly. Thank God I got my lamp. Sharon, Miss Bennett's looking for you.
So, didn't Vera say there was some garbage? She wouldn't mean Sharon, would she?
Newspapers here yet?
I haven't seen them.
This place gets less efficient every day.
Looking for something special?
Oh, I just bought a lottery ticket, that's all.
Oh, I buy them too. Oh, I have to share one. Which lottery is it?
Oh, Miss Bennett, could you find Lizzie Birdsworth and bring her to my office, please?
I'll check the paper when it comes in.
What for?
Oh, Vera's got a lottery ticket.
Good morning.
Oh, Mr. Reed. This is Mr. Westmore. He's a solicitor here to see Dorian Anderson. Mr. Westmore, Paul Reed, our social worker.
How do you do? Any problems?
Oh, it's a particular matter, personal for Miss Anderson.
Oh, I see. Well, if you need me, I'll be in my office.
If you would just sign the book. Have an officer take Dorian to the interview room, please.
Right.
And have you seen Miss Bennett?
Oh, she should be back in a minute.
I'd like to see her in my office immediately she's free.
Ah, Miss Anderson. My name's Mr. Westmore.
Well, I was expecting Angela Jeffries.
Do sit down, Miss Anderson.
What's it about? Your mum's will.
It touches on that, yes.
Must be just about sorted out by now, eh?
I should make it clear, Miss Anderson, I am not representing Angela Jeffries. I'm here concerning your mother's house. To make you an offer, in fact. A rather generous one, if I may say so. $85,000.
85,000. But Angela had it valued and they said it was only worth 60,000.
No doubt she did. Where there's a will concerned, property's often valued rather conservatively. There are legal advantages, that sort of thing. Well, let's just say it's not unusual. However, our offer is still very generous.
But why?
Well, our client has begun to like the place.
I don't know.
Let me assure you, Miss Anderson, you won't get a better offer.
Oh, maybe not. But you see, I got this friend, Lizzie Birdsworth. And anyway, she's kind of old, and we just thought that we would be living there.
$85,000 is a lot of money.
Well, I'll have to make up my mind. Could you give me a couple of days?
My client is looking at other properties. All right. I'll give you my card, but I want to assure you the matter is urgent. Quite candidly, Miss Anderson, you won't get a better offer.
You wanted to see me?
I do indeed, Miss Bennett. There is a report in here of yesterday's art exhibition. I've marked a paragraph, mercifully a small paragraph. I would like to hear your comments on it.
It's a lie.
Well, certainly it is just an insinuation. But I think you ought to tell me what has been happening.
It's very simple. That agent of Vincent's, he's trying to incriminate me.
Why should he try to do that?
Well, I don't know. Publicity, I suppose. Look, I was talking to Vincent. Mentioned that I'd once been interested in art. She offered me a painting, and I took it. Foolishly, perhaps, but I trusted her.
She gave it of her own free will?
Of course.
Without any suggestion from you?
You know my record, Mrs. Davidson.
Don't lose that card.
What's up, Dor?
Oh, I'm just waiting for somebody to take me back to the garden.
Yeah, like a bloody bus stop, isn't it? I got to go back to the laundry.
Where you been?
See Paul Reed. He's hounding me about my future. So I said to him, if you're so interested in my future, you can cross my palm with silver and I'll read your tea leaves.
What'd he say?
He didn't come across with no money. I said to him, look, I'm an old woman. I don't need much. 3 meals a day, a roof over my head, and I'll get that from Dor and Kev.
Yeah.
What's the matter, love?
Oh, it's this bloke, Lizzie, that came to see me. He wants me to sell the house.
Yeah?
Yeah, for $85,000.
85,000? God, Dor. You might never get another offer like that.
Yeah, but what about all this stuff about a roof over your head and me and Kevin and all that stuff?
85,000? You could buy a couple of houses for that.
No, I couldn't. Not anywhere decent.
Well, I'll tell you what you got to do. You got to talk to Kev.
You reckon?
Of course, it's only natural. I mean, he's your bloke, isn't he?
Is this a conference?
Go on.
Oh, well, Mr. Reed, I got this problem, you know, it's personal, sort of, and I was wondering if you could ask Kevin to come in and see me and tell him I'd like to talk to him real quick.
Yes, certainly. I can't help.
Oh, no, thanks anyway, but I'd really like to talk to Kevin, you know, him being my boyfriend and everything.
Okay, well, I'll ring him this morning. Meantime, I'd better get somebody to take you back to the laundry.
Oh, no hurry. With my luck as it is lately, I ought to get Miss Bennett.
I'll get somebody anyway.
I accept your explanation, Vera. Obviously, there has been a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? I heard that man at the art exhibition yesterday. He told that reporter that I'd blackmailed Vincent. That's where this came from.
Vera, these kind of innuendos are often made by the press without any encouragement from anyone.
But I heard him. Oh, I take a very serious view of this, Mrs. Davidson. If you accept my explanation, then I insist that he be banned from Wentworth.
Did you hear the entire conversation?
I heard enough.
Enough to make a mistake. Vera, I have met Mr. Austin, too, and I believe him to be a man of principle, genuinely interested in the rehabilitation of prisoners. I have accepted your explanation, and we will let the matter rest there. But I do suggest you return the painting.
Well, I would have done that already, but I've given it to Mr. Austin to be framed. I went to see him yesterday and asked for it back.
What did he say?
That he'd sent it away. It was for a special frame.
Well, then, I would suggest that is the explanation. If it would make you feel better, I will take the matter up with Mr. Austin.
If you have any faith in me, Mrs. Davidson, he should be banned from Wentworth.
Supposing you are right about this, Vera, what do you expect banning him would achieve? It would just stir up adverse publicity about stopping him from seeing his client.
Mrs. Davidson, I'm not imagining this.
Leave it with me.
Yeah, Meg, there's your file back.
Oh, that was quick.
Oh, well, a half an hour without interruption makes all the difference. I'll see you later.
Wentworth Attention Centre. Mr. Reed.
Paul Reed?
Oh, Mr. Reed, look, it's Kevin Burns here. I got a message to ring you. Is Doreen all right?
Yes, she's okay, and thanks for being so prompt, Kevin.
Are you sure Doreen's all right?
Yes, she's fine. She does want to see you. She wants your advice on something.
She does?
Yeah, can you get over here right away?
Yeah, sure. I'll be there in half an hour.
Yeah, fine. We'll see you then.
Some people never seem to have work to do.
Oh, Kerry Vincent must have sold a painting. I just saw David Austin looking very pleased with himself.
No doubt. That Vincent woman gets too many privileges.
Well, I got top price for the prostitute painting.
Oh, when?
This morning.
No physical contact.
Yes, well, it seemed all set last night, but they obviously thought if they kept me hanging about, I might drop the price. So I rang them back this morning, said any more messing about, they might miss out altogether. Told them nicely, though.
Oh, you're terrific.
No, being terrific is the secret of being a good salesman, you know that.
David, look, there's something else.
Hmm?
It's about, a gift.
Yes?
Well, you seem to have misunderstood.
No, I haven't misunderstood at all.
What do you mean you did it deliberately?
Publicity, my darling, publicity. You see, I want you out of here as soon as possible. Now, just trust me. I know it doesn't seem to matter to you where you are as long as you can paint, but that'll change, believe me. Now, I've made representations to a certain member of Parliament. He says you'll be paroled very quickly.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that... Look, she was nice to me. She really was.
I've checked around. She's a bitch. She's been asking for it for years. Now, you look after yourself, love. Now, Perry, you understand the important thing is that you keep on working. You're going to need lots more paintings. I can tell you after this exhibition there's going to be a terrific demand. So, hello, Miss Bennett.
Show Mr. Austin out.
All right.
I spoke to him about the painting.
Had a good laugh, did you?
Look, I didn't know anything about it.
I've seen the governor. Seems your little plan's fallen apart. She doesn't put much faith in Crims and their associates. Yes, for a while there, I was starting to go soft.
I've apologised.
Did you know your bed's not made?
I'll make it now.
You most certainly will. And to help you remember in future, each day for the next week, you'll spend an hour cleaning out the toilets, deducted from your painting time. Now get going.
Hi.
Hi. Jeez, it's good to see you, Dor. When you didn't answer my letters and that, I thought that... Wow. What did you want to see me about, anyway?
Oh, well, nothing really. I just wanted some advice about my house, you know?
What about your house?
Well, there's this guy who wants to buy it, and I just wanted to talk it over with somebody.
Uh-huh.
Well, what's up?
Yeah, well, it just seems to me like you need some legal advice.
Yeah, I suppose I do.
So maybe you should be talking to a lawyer.
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah, well, can't you afford one or something?
You know I can, Kevin.
Look, Dor, I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, well, what have you got to be sorry about? It wasn't my idea to see you in the first place. It was Lizzie's, and I just went along with it.
Well, if that's all I mean to you, then I am bloody sorry.
Don't you think you two ought to take a breather?
No, Mrs. Jackson. Can I go back to work now?
You sure?
Of course I'm sure. I don't care if I never see you again.
Yeah, well, that's fine with me.
Come in. Oh, good morning, Jim.
Mrs. Davison?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, you know, it really wasn't necessary for you to...
Yes, I realise that, Mrs. Davison, but I would rather be working.
Well, we still have the same amount of problems, I'm afraid. Judy Bryant arrives back today, and, well, apart from that, everything's much the same as when you left. Excuse me. Yes?
There's another visitor for Doreen Anderson. I've already told him that she's had her quota for the week.
Who is it?
Harry Bone, a representative of Mr. Westmore.
Well, that's a legal matter. I suppose he'd better see her.
It's got nothing to do with the court appearance.
Show him through, Miss Bennett, and explain we can't make a habit of it.
Very well.
Is something the matter, Miss Bennett?
Well, it's just that I've got the rosters to do today and the monthly requisitions to finalise.
Phone through to Jock Stewart in Block B and ask him to attend to Mr. Bone. Really, sometimes I don't know whether it's me or this place. I'm sorry, that wasn't a very encouraging welcome.
Well, business as usual, I say.
Jock Stewart, wouldn't you have been colleagues at Pentridge?
Yes, I know the name. Might jog my memory when I see him.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He seems to be quite efficient.
Well, I might as well get started then.
Oh, I have to go out this morning for about an hour.
Fine. Just let me know.
Sit down, love. I'm Harry Bone. Call me Harry. Mr. Westmore sent me. We got a problem, Doreen. We want to give you a large sum of money, right? Very large sum indeed.
Yeah, well, Mr. Westmore said that he'd give me a couple of days, you know, to make up my mind.
Oh, sure he did, love. Sure he did. But you see, this client of ours, he's a kind of high-powered sort of individual, and he's giving us problems. So to get this settled once and for all, I'm going to offer you 100 big ones.
100,000?
That's right, love. Can't get much fairer than that, right? Some buyers got to be out of their skulls.
He must want it real bad.
Real bad, love. But 100's the limit, and he wants the answer right now. Here's the contract. You see 100,000 typed in there. All you got to do is sign it. There you go.
My fiancé.
What about him, Doreen?
Well, he said that he would be making some inquiries.
While your fiancé's making inquiries, our client's going to be viewing other properties, love. Oh, well, you might be able to sell the house for 60,000, but then you'd be 40,000 out of pocket, wouldn't you? I mean, is that sense?
I've got to talk to Kevin.
Kevin, huh? Doreen, this deal means a lot to us. A lot of money. Big bread. The ladies, eh? Hard getting them to make up their minds. We're serious, Doreen. Real serious. This might be your only chance.
That's it for today.
Tell Mr. Westmore I'll let him know in a couple of days, just like I promised him.
If it's still there, Doreen.
You just hang on, sir. I'll send an officer to escort you out. He wouldn't be a salesman by any chance, would he?
What?
Oh, nothing. You know, with all the visitors you've been getting lately, you must be quite an important wee lady, hmm?
Could I see Mr. Reed, please? Well, I just didn't like him, Mr. Reed.
Didn't like who?
That bloke, the bloke from Mr. Westmore, the one who's trying to buy my house. They offered me $100,000.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, yesterday it was only 85.
Have you discussed this with Kevin?
Oh, yeah, and we had a fight and that's all off. What do you think I should do, Mr. Reed?
Well, it has to be your decision, Doreen.
Yeah, but you're supposed to help people.
You'll have to make up your own mind on this one.
Yeah, but $100,000, what am I going to do with $100,000? Suppose I could go round the world. Yeah, and I could take Lizzie. Hey, that's what I could do. And we could see Hollywood and Disneyland and drive past Robert Redford's house. I could do whatever I wanted. Oh, thanks, Mr. Reed.
Hold it, Doreen. Look, part of making up your mind is thinking things through.
But I've thought it through.
All right, what happens when you get back from your world trip and you've seen Hollywood and you spend all your money? The house is security.
Don't you think I should sell the house?
I just want you to think it through, Doreen.
But I asked you what I should do, and you wouldn't tell me. Oh, this is what always happens. Any time anything happens to me, people always say, work it out for yourself. And then it's just more problems. Well, I'm sick of it.
A reception. Could you get in touch with Kevin Burns and have him ring me as soon as possible, please? It's very urgent.
Yes, I've got that. Right.
Right, there's a list of your personal belongings. If you could check it and sign, please.
Right. You know, I'm getting used to this. Well, I can't say I really enjoy it very much.
How are you feeling?
I'm fine. I'm not doing too many knee bends yet, but I think I'm going to be okay.
Well, according to the sister here, your medical's just a formality.
Well, I haven't been playing up too much, have I?
I'm back.
Oh, hello, Bryant.
You've made a remarkable recovery.
I sure have, Mrs. Davidson. You know, Captain Barton's been real good to me.
He phoned to say he'd be in later to see you.
Oh, that's real good.
Oh, Mrs. Davidson, the department called while you were out. Mr. Douglas, he wants to see you this afternoon. He said it's urgent and it's about Kerry Vincent.
Thank you.
Judy! Hey, don't move too suddenly.
Oh, I'm not going to fall apart, you know. They have stitched me back together again.
Oh, I missed you.
I missed you, too.
You know, at times in here on my own, I get so depressed. Women in here have been rotten to me, Jude. Miss Bennett's got me collecting garbage.
Oh, well, never mind. I'm back now. Everything's going to be okay. Hey, I brought you something. Something special.
I'll get it.
Thanks. Violet crumble. Remember how you used to love them?
Yeah. I remember that day in the Botanical Gardens, just after we met. For a whole day, nothing to eat but violet crumbles. Now you're the only person in the world I can trust now, Jude.
You know, honey, when I was in hospital, I realized just how important trust is. I don't know what I would have done without Captain Barton.
That guy from the Salvos. You've never needed people like that before.
Oh, please, Sharon.
It's your business, I suppose. It's just people who try and sneak into your good books and fill you up with religion.
Look, I don't want to talk about that, okay? I saw that new girl when I was coming in. What's her name?
Carrie. The one that sucks up to the screws the whole time. Well, she's a bitch.
Oh, sometimes, you know, you're a bit unfair on people.
Yeah, and what would you know? You haven't been here. She reckons she's an artist. Got the screws falling over themselves being nice to her. Special time off work for a painting, a special light in a cell, special visitors.
Well, that's her good luck, isn't it?
And why shouldn't it be the same for everybody? Why's Miss Bennett got a knife into me?
Honey, do you know that if you tried to be nicer to people, you might get along better?
Nice? The rotten bags in here. You don't see them trying to be nice to me.
Oh.
I would have expected a little sympathy from you.
Lizzie's still expecting that she'll move in with Kevin and Doreen when she gets out of here. And the way things are for Doreen at the moment, that may not be possible.
Which leaves Lizzie with nowhere to go but straight back inside.
You got any ideas?
A lot of prayer?
Sorry, but I have to operate on a much more mundane level.
Let me talk to her.
Oh, she's on her way here right now.
Well, you don't waste any time, do you? I'd also like to speak with Judy Bryant, if possible.
Yes, I can arrange that. And it'll give me an excuse to leave you and Lizzie alone together. But just one thing, when you've finished with Lizzie, please don't leave her here by herself. Not everything is nailed down. Come in.
Oh,
Hello, Lizzie.
I'll just be outside.
have you lined up for me to go on a visit on the outside?
I'm afraid not.
What sort of a miracle worker are you if you haven't even lined up for me to have a visit on the outside?
I'll just go and arrange for you to see Judy Bryant. Excuse me?
Thank you.
Why is he leaving us alone? He could have done that on the phone. What's cooking?
Mr. Reed's been telling me that you're planning to live with Doreen when you get out.
So?
Somewhere to live. It's not enough. You need an interest.
Doreen and me are mates. That's enough for me.
You need a life of your own, Lizzie. I believe you have a daughter.
She was the eldest.
The Salvation Army does a lot of work locating missing persons.
You mean you'd find my daughter?
Why not?
Oh, I haven't seen her for 30 years. Maybe more.
She's still your daughter.
I don't know. Marcia's her name. She was in a kid's home. She mightn't want to know me.
Perhaps. Why don't we find out?
I don't know. When the welfare came to take them away, I scrubbed them all up clean and shining in the bloke who... He said he'd never seen a nicer bunch of kids. I don't know.
It's entirely up to you, Lizzie.
Do you think it'd be good for them to find out that I still care?
I think so.
Well, there's no harm in trying, I suppose. How long do you think it'd take?
I don't know.
Do me a favour. Don't tell me nothing until you know something. Something definite.
Of course not.
Okay. Well, that's that. Do you mean that you might be able to find it? Do you mind if you just leave me alone for a minute, just till I get myself together?
The devil finds work for idle hands, Lizzie. We're right now.
Come on, now, Lizzie.
Oh, that's the trouble these days. Nobody don't trust nobody.
Ah, good afternoon, Erica.
I hope so, Ted. Do sit down.
Thank you.
Some tea?
No, thank you. Erica, look, at this stage, I'm here unofficially, so you haven't seen me?
Very well.
It's a delicate situation. You're aware of this prisoner called Carrie Vincent?
Yes.
Well, the department's had a complaint, rather serious, I'm afraid. It's alleged that Vera Bennett is blackmailing her.
Arising out of this?
No. No, it came from her agent, a man called David Austin.
I have met him.
Yes, apparently he's quite well known and respected. He said he has evidence.
The evidence would be the painting. When I saw this, I questioned Vera. She readily admitted having the painting and said it was a gift.
Well, do your inmates make a habit of giving gifts to your officers?
You must admit, Ted, this whole situation is most unusual. Miss Bennett was most concerned. She feels that David Austin is trying to involve her.
Yes, well, guilty or innocent, she'd say that.
Well, I know she is harsh with the prisoners, but she's a most conscientious officer, and I trust her.
Yeah, well, she was demoted from deputy governor. Maybe she's bitter. Oh, well, I've asked Austin to put it in writing. He'll have it on my desk in the morning. After that, it becomes official.
And in the meantime?
Well, if it is true, it could look bad for your administration. But if you fixed it yourself, I just thought you should know.
Thank you.
If this painting is a gift, surely the girl would come clean. I mean, she has no reason to lie.
I'll certainly look into it.
Oh, well, good luck.
Bring Vincent to my office immediately.
I hope you enjoyed your extra cleaning duties. A taste of real prison life.
I put a new light globe in there this morning. You took it, didn't you?
As a matter of fact, I didn't, Vincent. But if it stops you painting that trash, well, all the better.
You lay off my work because you wouldn't know.
I know trash when I see it. And that's trash.
Listen, I've seen some screws pull some pretty heavy trips in my time, but stealing a light globe to stop me working, you... Okay. Can I have it back, please?
Well, well, well. Changed your tune?
Can I please have my light globe back?
If you want another light globe, Vincent, you're going to have to earn it.
What's all this, Miss Bennett?
Apparently Vincent here has misplaced a light globe.
Well, we'll see about that later. Come on, Vincent. The governor wants to see you.
Yes? Could you wait outside, please, Mr. Fletcher? I have a question, Vincent. A very important question. And I must have a truthful answer.
Of course.
I believe Miss Bennett has a painting of yours.
That's correct.
Could you tell me how she came by it?
That's easy. She made me give it to her.
I think it's this place. It's like when you have a bucket of water poured over you. You know, you're angry, you're depressed, but you're soaked as well. What I mean is it's more than just a feeling, it's physical. And that's how this place makes me feel. Only what's been poured over me isn't water.
And you feel what? Degraded?
Yeah.
Can you learn from the experience?
Learn what? What it feels like to be degraded?
Tolerance? How not to judge? The time will pass more quickly if you can. Well, what's brought this on anyway?
Nothing. Well, it's personal. See, I think that the hospital thing has done the trick. I mean, I'm not so nervous about whether I'll ever die anymore. But I'm not going to live to 100. Time's precious. See, when I came back from hospital, I was really looking forward to seeing Sharon. The first 5 minutes were really great, just like old times. And then suddenly she's the same old Sharon. Stupid and selfish and self-indulgent.
Do you think she's likely to change? If she can, even slowly, then there's some hope. If she can't...
Look, it's not even her fault. I mean, I'm the one. I've been catering to her every whim.
Judy, look, she's not a fool. She knows when she's using people. I can't give you an answer. It's up to you.
I know. It's just that when you love somebody, no matter how bad they treat you, breaking up's still not easy.
Yeah, well, I just hope you're right. That's all, Mr. Reed.
Kevin, I am convinced that I am. I've thought about this a lot, and in Doreen's case, I'm sure it's the only answer. Provided you stick to your guns.
Yeah, well, I can try.
All right, you can wait in the garden. Doreen will be out there shortly.
What if she doesn't front?
Don't worry, she will.
Yesterday, she said she wouldn't even talk to me.
Stick with it.
Right.
Go on, off you go.
Trouble with Anderson?
I hope, Miss Bennett, the answer to some problems.
Oh, Miss Bennett, the governor would like to see you.
Vincent?
She didn't say.
One more and we could start again. Phil? What about you, Lil? Oh, give it a go.
Where are we supposed to get books? These are all rubbish.
What about you, Sharon? Would you like a game of cards?
I'm suddenly accepted, am I? Where's Darling B?
She's in her cell writing a play.
Probably shedding a quiet tear for Ken.
Don't you let B hear you say that. Now, are you going to have a game of cards or not?
If I'm not good enough to play yesterday, I'm not good enough to play today.
Well, that's for bloody sure.
What do you say?
Mr. Anderson.
Oh, anything's better than being in here.
Oh! Give us a fag, love. I seem to have forgotten mine, too. Oh, hello, love. We can't have a game of cards, so let's swap heart complaints.
Hey, Sharon. Come on over here, love.
She play cards? We could make it 4 then.
I don't feel like playing cards.
Oh, hello, Kerry. I thought you'd be painting your pictures.
No, blame Vera Bennett.
Bloody Vera. Now, what's she done?
She took the globe out of my lamp so I can't paint.
Oh, typical. You don't feel like a game of cards, do you, Kerry? Oh, I just thought I'd ask.
This wouldn't be what you're looking for by any chance.
Where did
would
you
it?
get that?
I needed one. And I thought, well, you being so friendly with the screws, you wouldn't have any trouble getting another one.
Okay, you've had your little joke. Can I have it back now?
Sure. Oh, sorry, Kerry. It was an accident. But the screws will get you another one. It's funny, that's just what I thought you'd do.
You clean that up.
Yeah, who's gonna make me? Well, I was gonna anyway. Look, she deserved it. She's a bloody ratbag.
Sharon, I want to talk to you. Now, you did that on purpose, didn't you?
Well, she's been asking for it for days.
Listen, I don't care what you say. I just want to tell you one thing. It's over. We're finished.
Now, look, it's as simple as this, Doreen. Are you going to marry me or not?
But Ken...
Yeah, no, I need an answer, and I need it right now.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Look, we've been talking about this for months. The day after we got engaged, I made the marriage application. It's still valid.
But...
Yeah, we can be married in 2 days' time. But I've got to know, one way or the other. Well...
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher, before I speak to Miss Bennett, there is something I must ask you. Certain statements have been made to me which I am reluctant to accept on the word of one prisoner. Have you any evidence at all, that Miss Bennett has applied undue pressure to Kerry Vincent?
What kind of pressure?
Any kind at all?
Perhaps.
What do you mean by that?
Well, when I went to fetch Vincent earlier, I heard her ask Miss Bennett for a new light bulb.
A reasonable enough request, and?
Miss Bennett replied that she'd have to earn it.
Could you show Miss Bennett in, please, Mr. Fletcher? That will be all, Mr. Fletcher. Concerning Kerry Vincent, additional evidence of a serious nature has come to hand. On the basis of this evidence, there are grounds for believing that you might indeed have blackmailed Kerry Vincent. You are therefore suspended from duty until further notice.